Good morning. Hey, let me get some light going on in here. We are celebrating the launch of my new book. I'm super excited. So thank you for joining me today. We have had a 9 day countdown. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. On Instagram, we've been counting down each day to today, but I wanted to do a book reveal, book launch party online so that all of you could join if you wanted to. All right. So thank you for joining me. We are starting just a tad bit early, but I'm so glad that you're here. All right. So if you look in the comments, if you are joining us, if you could put in the comments, you don't have to put your name if you don't want, but where you're from, where you live right now, and how long you have been homeschooling. Just by being here in the book launch live party on YouTube, you have been entered into the awesome giveaway, which I'm going to share in a second. But if you put the comments down, it will help me remember who is here and who the possible winners might be. All right. So as you guys are coming in, yes, I'm doing our final big giveaway. All right. So first of all, obviously, the very first thing you're going to get is let me go this way. Woo! All right. See over here. This is like my favorite bag. It is a book canvas tote bag. Perfect for library hauls, perfect for when you're shopping. Let me go over here again. Perfect when you're shopping at conventions, going to co op, whatever. But on the bag, it says coffee, pray, teach, repeat. I mean, is that not our life? All right. So you will get that bag, and that bag will be filled with all kinds of stuff. So let me share with you what's going to be in that bag. So let me go this way. That bag right there. See? Whoop, right there. Okay. So obviously, the very first thing you're going to get is an autographed copy of my new book, A Home Education Handbook: 9 Questions to Ask for Simple and Balanced Home-Based Learning. So excited that it is here. All right. So that's the first thing you're going to get besides the bag. In the bag, you're also going to get an autographed copy of my very first book, Just Breathe and Take a Sip of Coffee: Homeschool Simply and Enjoyably. So this one is broken up into 2 sections. It is talking about Sabbath schooling and how we can truly rest in the Lord. And once we rest in the Lord, then we can simplify. The second half of the book is all about how to simplify in your homeschooling. So it's a great complement to my new book. So those 2 books will be in the bag that is behind me. All right. The next thing you're going to get is my favorite bookmark. It has my homeschooling Bible verse on it, plus the sticker. Ooh, the sticker here of Today Did We. It's perfect reminder to ask yourself these 9 questions at the end of each day or at the beginning of each week while you're planning. Again, not enough coffee. I'm getting there. All right. It fits perfectly on a water bottle. You could put it on a very large size coffee mug. You could put it in your planner, your calendar, your Bible, whatever. Okay. So that's a sticker for you. And then you're also going to get a gift certificate for a free 60-minute coffee date with me. So these are one-on-one personalized coaching sessions. All right. So that will be emailed to you, the lucky winner. And we could meet on Zoom if you don't live in Southern California. And if you do live in Southern California, depending on where you live, we could actually meet in person at one of my favorite coffee shops. I have quite a list going. So the giveaway winner will also get a free 60-minute coaching session with me. You will also get the PDF file that all of the pre-orders, the moms who pre-ordered the books, got this PDF file. If you did not pre-order the book, no worries. You're going to get this file that is full of all of the resources that complement the book. Okay, so for instance, yes, you're going to get the sticker if you win, but in that PDF file is a color full page spread that you can print and put in a page protector, or you can laminate, whatever. And then that way you've got it really big, and you can put that in each of your kids' binders or whatever. Okay. You're also going to get in the chapter where we talk about the question, today, did we worship? I talk about using the 3-question method and how simple that is. All right. So in the PDF file that the giveaway winner is going to get, I give you the 3-question method, and I give you, it's just one page. That's how simple it is. And so you could print that up and you could use that with any Bible that you're reading. You're also going to get a supplement to the chapter that is, today, do we read? And so I give you my favorite recommended historical fiction books and biographies so that you can read your way through history. So that is included in the PDF file that the giveaway winner is going to get. Also, in the Today Did We Problem Solve, I have my favorite book list of math picture books. So that you will get if you are the grand winner of the giveaway. Also, the chapter, Today Did We Write? Hey, y'all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today Did We Write? I give you a whole month's worth of writing prompts to get you started. Okay, that's in the PDF file and the giveaway. Also, the chapter, Today Did We Explore Nature? I give you this great PDF handout for it's entitled Nature Journaling for the Art Challenged and the Nature Deficit Mom. And so it's got everything you need to start nature journaling and to keep nature journaling, because you really don't need that much. So that's also in the PDF file for the grand winner. And then in the chapter, Today Did We Move or Exercise? I've got a tracker for you, a health and exercise tracker that you could print up for you and each of your kids. And then in the chapter, Today Did We Take Care of Our Home and Each Other? Because there's so many things I talk about in that chapter. One of the things I talk about is cooking for your kids and with your kids. So I give you several of my favorite seasonal recipes. Okay. So all of that is in the PDF file that will go to the giveaway winner today. Just by being here, you are entered into this giveaway. But the other things that you're going to get is, those of you who just joined us, it's that bag behind me. Coffee, Pray, Teach, Repeat. It's a canvas tote bag full of all of these things. The sticker, my favorite bookmark, an autographed copy of my first book, Just Breathe, which will help you simplify, an autographed copy of my new book, A Home Education Handbook, which will help you change your mindset, plus a 1-hour coaching session with me. So that's all in the giveaway. So I'm looking to see who's here with us. Wow, we've got one from Dayton, Ohio. Thank you for joining me, Gina. 6 years. Oh, you're a pro. You're going to love the book, though, because you're probably getting to that part in your homeschooling where you're like, oh my gosh, I think we're doing too much or we're not doing enough. So it's going to be perfect for you. All right. Yes, my beautiful friend, Georgina, she is here. She got to homeschool her granddaughter for several years. Thank you guys for joining and for putting your things down below. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to our release party. I just shared all of the things that are going to be in the giveaway for those of you who are here. Now, let me share with you a little bit about my book. First of all, the cover, this graphic here, this is actually the meat, the heart of the entire book. I hate the ring. Okay, there we go. I want to thank 2 people in particular for this right here. First of all, I just want to give a shout out to Rachel Alsbury. She is a homeschooling mom. She's a photographer. She took some of the best pictures of my new book that I am using when I share my book. They're just fabulous. And the things I love about Rachel is all I do is send her my books. She reads them. She knows me. And somehow she's not only able to capture the essence of the book in her photographs, but she captures the essence of me in the photograph. So I absolutely love what she's done. So whenever you see product photos of the book, those are all from Rachel Alsbury. You guys need to go check her out if you ever need pictures yourself. Okay. But I also want to give a special shout out to a friend of mine, Nicole. I'm not going to use her last name for privacy reasons, but Nicole was one of my first homeschooling clients. So I consulted, she consulted with me. I was coaching with her. We became really good friends. And one of the things that she absolutely loved the first time that we met was I shared with her these questions and I shared with her this graphic. And so she printed up this graphic and she put it in her planner, I think, on the cover of her planner. And every time I saw her, or I see her at conventions, at homeschool mom conferences here in Southern California, she comes up and she shows me this graphic and gives me a hug and tells me how much she loves it and how much it has changed her life. So she's actually a big part of the reason why I wrote this book, because I knew this worked for me and our family. But when I spoke with Nicole and then I watched other moms, when I shared this, either in coaching sessions or at conventions, they just absolutely love the simplicity of it. And it helped them change their mindset from homeschooling, doing school at home, to true home education. So I just wanted to give a shout out for that. Okay. All right. Let me share with you the book real quick. It is split up into 3 sections. Let's see. But hold on. You know what? I need to share with you no, let me do this first. It's split up into 3 sections. The first section is all about fears that all of us homeschooling moms have, either before we get started homeschooling, during our homeschooling, at the tail end of our homeschooling, when our kids, if we're homeschooling through high school. Okay. So I address those fears and I address them very transparently and very candidly. But I also include a whole lot of research. And I promise you, it's not written in a highfalutin way. It's straight up research to prove to you that those fears are actually from the pit of hell. They are lies of Satan. We've got scientific research to back up that no, we are not ruining our kids. No, we're not messing them up. No, they're not getting behind. No, well, there's some other ones in there, but you'll have to read the book to see. But so that's the first section. So I address your fears first and try to convince you there's really no reason to use those fears as a reason not to home educate your kids. Then the second section is actually addressing each of these questions, which I'm going to go through in just a second. And then the third section is very short, but it's my appendix, and it's full of my favorite book recommendations that if you're thinking of homeschooling or you're homeschooling right now, other great resources that you can read, and some of the books that I actually quoted in my research or in each of the chapters. Okay. Plus some of my favorite homeschooling resources. I also have that in the back. Okay, so it's 3 sections. I think you're going to absolutely love it. I am super excited that Amy Hughes, the queen of unschooling, the mother of 9, she's graduated several, the author of the new hit book, Words Like Honey, Amy Hughes, that Amy Hughes, the ones that if you've ever seen Amy speak at a conference, she can't speak unless she takes her shoes off. That Amy Hughes. She was so gracious to write the foreword for my book. And so I'm eternally grateful to Amy for doing that. But I think you're going to love the foreword because in true Amy fashion, she just nails it on the head in a very transparent way. And I love her comment, which I'm going to share with you guys a little bit later. Okay. All right. So what are some of those fears that I tackle in the first section? Let me get that for you. And I don't have my glasses on, but here goes. Is my child doing enough? I mean, come on. Have you ever asked yourself that question? Will there be holes in my child's education? Will my child fall behind? And am I qualified to teach? So those are the fears that I address first. Then in the second section, I go over this checklist. And so some of the questions, well, all the questions. Today, do we worship? Today, do we read? Today, do we write something? Today, do we problem solve? Today, do we create something, or were we creative? Today, did we move or exercise? Today, do we explore nature or get outside? Today, did we care for our home and for each other? And the last one, of course, is the most important one. Well, besides the worship, is today, did we rest? And so I spend the majority of the book answering those questions. And how, if you're able to say yes to each of these questions each day, or at least each week, you can be sure not only was it just a good enough day, It was a great day. Because that's another question that I get all the time, especially when I'm meeting with moms in our one on one coaching sessions, is what does a good homeschooling day look like? Or what does a typical homeschooling day look like? And that's what this book addresses. Okay. But my main goal in this book is to help the moms change their mindset from doing school at home to educating to home education, right? Or put it another way, to take the word school out of homeschool and replacing it with education. So, my goal with each of these questions is not only to help you simplify and to balance your homeschooling days and your life, but it's to help you not burn out, but it's also to help you see that every day, every opportunity is a chance to learn. Okay. It's a really fun book to read. It's a super easy book to read. I think you're really going to love it. So that's what's in here. If you want to get like a preview of each of the chapters, before you go ahead and buy it for you and your friends, uh, stay on YouTube, go to my playlist. I've got a playlist that I started in January, and I go through each of the questions. Today, did we read? Today, did we write? Today, did we problem solve? And each of the YouTube videos are between 30 minutes and 40 minutes. And I address the question. I give you a little preview of each chapter, but I give you things I didn't put in the book because I don't want to, bore you to death. All right. So I give you all the really good, fun stuff and great stuff in the book, but then I add some other things in those YouTube videos at my playlist right here. Also, if you didn't join us for the Instagram countdown, you can go to my Instagram account, Coffee with Carrie Consultant, and you can check in the reels. And I did a 9-day countdown, one for each of the questions. All right. And so, again, I address each of the questions and some fun ways that you can answer them. I have special guests on some of the days and things like that. Okay. All right. So, then I told you about the appendix. Okay, a couple of other things. I want to also thank a couple of other people. I did it in my acknowledgments, but I want to make sure that I do it here. First of all, again, Amy Hughes, thank you so much for writing the foreword to the book. I absolutely love you and adore you and appreciate you for that. My friend Georgina, who is here, she was actually editor in chief for my book. I could not have done this and all my other books without her fresh eyes, without her prayers, without her support, without her encouragement, all of the above. Okay. Let's see. Did that go through? I think it did. Nope, it didn't. Hold on one second. Okay. Boop. There we go. All right. So thank you again, Georgina. I know that you're here getting up super early. You're always supporting me with that. I also wanted to thank my daughter, Francesca. She helped me with the book cover because she's got such an eye. So she helped me put all of that together. And also, we had so much fun going to different coffee shops and bookstores the past 2 weekends. She helped me take pictures of me with the book and so that I could use those. So absolutely love her. And of course, my son Joe and my daughter-in-law sending me fabulous texts today and wishing me and praying for me and all of that stuff. So thank you so much. And a huge, huge thank you to the book launch team. You guys were so patient with the books getting out. We had that awful snowstorm. Of course, we have another one now that's causing some issues. But anyway, so some of you didn't get your books until much later in January. Thank you for your patience and thank you for reading the book and posting it on Instagram and sharing it. And I absolutely appreciate that and love you for that. But I also want to thank some of my other homeschooling buddies who wrote different reviews for the book that I put either on the back of the book, in the book, at Amazon. But I wanted to share with you guys as you're coming in. I see that we have a few new people. Is make sure you put your how long you've been homeschooling and where you've been homeschooling, because just by being here, you are entered into the giveaway. And so I just want to make sure that I get your names so that I can contact you if you are the lucky winner. So I just really wanted to thank different people for writing reviews for me to share. I think I know the consensus that I got and I'm getting about the book from different homeschooling moms who have been in the trenches forever, for homeschooling coaches like myself, or speakers or podcasters, is the consensus is I wish I would have had this book when I first started homeschooling. And so it really, the consensus is if they had this book in the beginning, they wouldn't have stressed and worried so much, and they would have really done a home education approach as opposed to trying to do school at home. So that's the general consensus of the book. But if you get the book, you can read those. They're, like I said, they're on the back of the book. They're at the Amazon, things like that. But and speaking of reviews, I would love it if when you get the book and you read it, I'm praying you absolutely love it. But I would love it if you would write a review and give a 5-star rating, if you don't mind, on Amazon. And what that does is it helps with the algorithm and it gets the book pushed out more. And what that does is it helps other moms who are researching and looking for books to read on home education. They will find my book will actually pop up because I don't have this huge publishing company behind me to help with that push. My push comes from you guys and word of mouth. Okay. Speaking of the book, those of you who pre-ordered the book, thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying the pre-order swag that came with it. But couple of things. Lots of problems with shipping. One whole shipment got lost and I had to reorder it last night. So this morning, now that the book is officially out, if you pre-ordered the book within the first 2 weeks that you could pre-order it, so that was like the first 2 weeks of January, your books will be mailed today, and you will get the sticker and all of that other stuff that comes with it. Okay, if you pre-ordered the book last week or maybe the third week of January, you're going to get your book. You're just going to get it next week, later next week, because, like I said, there were some issues with the distributing and the shipping. I think it had a lot to do with this awful winter storm that's out there. And so a whole shipment got lost. And so I just had to redo it all. So thank you in advance for your patience. You will get your autographed copy of the book. You will get your sticker. You will get your bookmark. You already got your pre-order swag. You just might have to wait one extra week. And I'm so sorry about that, but they are on their way. But if you pre-ordered within the first 2 weeks that you could, yours is going out today as scheduled. All right. So also it is available on Kindle, just like all my other books. And the Audible version, it's being worked on right now. So it will be available before Easter. So that first week or two of April during the springtime, the Audible will also be available for you. So I hope you enjoyed in one of those or all of those formats there. So again, if you're joining us, hey, Rachel, I'm so excited you're here. I hope you heard me bragging about you and all of your photo shots that you did for my book. I gave you a shout out, y'all. Rachel Alsbury is here. So make sure that you check her out if you ever need photographs. And Laura is here from California. Thank you so much. Love talking with Laura. She and I do a lot of consulting together. So thanks for joining. Now, couple of ways that you can help out, if you don't mind. First of all, get the book if you can and read it for me. And if you like it, which I pray that you do, so far the reviews are saying that you will. If you could write, like I said, a review on Amazon or on Goodreads. Another thing that you could do for me is just share it today or tomorrow or next week or whenever you get the book and you read it. If you could share it on any of your social media, and don't forget to tag me. One, because I want to see what you're saying, but I also want to thank you for doing that. So you can tag me on Instagram at Coffee with Carrie Consultant. You could tag me on TikTok at Coffee with Carrie without it's Coffee W Carrie. I couldn't put in the with. I'm also on Facebook, not as much, but you could tag me there too. That would really, really help us get the word out, because again, it helps with the algorithm. And then that way other homeschooling moms can find this book easier. Okay. If you are going to be at any of the conventions or homeschool mom conferences that I'm going to be at and speaking at this spring and this summer, come to my booth. Come tell me hi. Come to my talks. Just give me a hug. I want to thank you in person for reading my books and always being so supportive. And then, if you happen to be on a leadership board at your co-op, or you're in your state convention, or your state homeschool board. Request me to come and speak to your group or to come hang out with you guys. Now that I'm a retired homeschooling mama and an empty nester, I have a little bit more time on my hands. So I have more than one hand on my hands. And so my husband and I, we would love to come to wherever you are and meet you and your friends and share my new book, share some of my other books, whatever. I'm willing to talk about anything, be on your Q&A panel. So that's another way that you could help me. But the most important way that you could help and support is to pray for me, but more importantly, to pray for the moms who read the book, and that they will be blessed by it. And in the end, God will get all the glory for it. Okay. So, y'all, thanks again for hanging out with me and celebrating with me as I book launched my third baby. So I have 5 kids now, Francesca, Joe, and 3 books. So congrats. Thanks for hanging out with me as I birth my third one. So I really appreciate it. So I'm going to announce the giveaway winner in just a second. I've got a little, what do you call it? Random wheel over here on my phone that I'm plugging in these different names. Let's see. So we've got Gina from Dayton, Ohio. We've got uh, Gardeners from Wisconsin. Love it. I've got my beautiful friend Georgina, which I know she doesn't want me to put her in the raffle or in the giveaway. I got Rachel. I got Laura. You guys are awesome. Okay, so just as a recap, the winner's going to get that awesome canvas tote bag, Coffee, Pray, Teach, Repeat. And in it, it's going to be full of my new book, my first book, Just Breathe, the sticker checklist, my favorite bookmark. You're going to get in an email the PDF file that has all of the supplements that go with the book, and also a gift certificate to hang out with me and a coffee date for a one-on-one personalized coaching session. All right. So let me hit the little ringer thing here. Let me make sure I got everybody's name in there. And the winner of the giveaway is Gina Lacey. Gina, you won. All right. So don't give me your mailing address here. If you could email me at coffee with Carrie homeschool at gmail.com and send me your mailing address and your email address. I will send you the PDF file and the gift certificate in your email, and I will mail to you today that awesome book bag full of all of your goodies. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for hanging out with me. If you pre-ordered the book, make sure you join me tonight at 5:00. We have a VIP Q&A session. Come and ask me anything. If you look in your PDF file, you will be able to find the link to that Zoom for tonight at 5:00 Pacific Standard Time. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again for all your prayers and support. And I'm super excited. So you guys have a great day.